Good morning. Excellent. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am the Reverend Christine Dance. My pronouns are, I was overwhelmed by that welcome. My pronouns are she and her, and I have the great honor of serving as the minister of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix. I'll need some tea. Welcome all here. Welcome to a very special service today. In this sacred space, we celebrate our humanity, our diversity, and the boundless love that is all around us. I promise it's just tea. The Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix strives to be a spiritual community for our time, one that is theologically diverse. It is radically inclusive and justice-centered. Our doors swing wide to embrace all who seek a welcoming place. May our worship today be a source of inspiration, a comfort in challenging times, and a call to action. If you are new here, a hearty welcome to you. Can we have a raise of hands of anyone who is new for the first, second time, coming back after a while? So good to see you. Welcome, welcome. We're so glad that you are here. We encourage you to come back several times as our services are different each week. This morning is a very special service, a bit of a journey, one that takes us beyond what we might expect when we think about Unitarian Universalism. While many of us imagine our denomination's root in New England, our story today stretches much further into the mountains and villages of Eastern Europe. We are especially fortunate today to be guided in our journey by our own Connie Jahrmarkt, who has served this congregation as a beloved music director, conductor, violinist, and member. And she is bringing her deep knowledge and love for this music and its cultural context. Through her expertise today, we are not just hearing beautiful music. We are being invited into a living tradition that has shaped our faith in very profound ways. This music carries history, resilience, and spirit, echoing in the very beginning of Unitarianism, which was started and first founded in Transylvania in the 1500s. What a gift it is to experience our history, not just through words, but through sound and story and song. Thank you, Connie.
So I'm Benji Messer, music director. I take credit. This service was my idea, and I'm very, very pleased about it. I use he, him pronouns. I'm excited to be part of Connie's band in this service. But before we have them all play, I want to sing something with you all. This is a Hungarian prayer that made it into our hymnal because it was set to music by the longtime UU music director Beth Norton. And she presents it in two languages, in both Hungarian, the original Hungarian, and English, and has the two languages fit together. So in English, what it means is where there is faith, there is love. Where there is love, there is peace. Where there is peace, there is blessing. Where there is blessing, there is God. Where there is God, there is no need. And it's a house blessing. It's posted in a lot of houses. But we're going to sing the Hungarian first. And don't worry, there are choir members who I've been working on this with. And they're out there with you. So the first time I'll sing it for you, and choir members, you're welcome to sing with me. And then the second time I invite you all to join in, even if you're unsure of pronunciation and all that. Here's what it sounds like. Holy ad veritet, ad veritet, ad bege, ad bege, ad oldash, ad Isten, Try it with us. Here we go. Whichever you think will be a little easier for you to sing. Maybe it'll be the same one as the person next to you, maybe not. And we'll sing them together. Here we go. One more time, that's better than you expected, right?
Good morning, I'm John Palumbo. I'm your worship associate today. My pronouns are he, him. Join me as we recite our covenant and Carrie Lifshitz lights our chalice. If you're watching remotely and have a chalice with you, please light it with us. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to share our strength in fellowship, thus do we covenant. Before you sit down, please wave to our folks on Zoom. And take a moment to turn around and smile at your neighbors. You may be seated.
I have a few announcements in the life of this congregation. If you look around, our sanctuary art team changed our art today. This is the photographic art by our own Walter and Ruth Pincus, who are right over there. Thank you, Walt and Ruth. It's beautiful. If you are interested in learning more about Unitarian Universalism and UUCP, please consider attending our next starting point. That is next Saturday, April 18th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. There's a full description and a registration link in Compass, and there is a flyer at the welcoming desk. Our statues work continues. Our UUCP tour of the Carver Museum is on Saturday, April 25th as part of our congregation's learning and discerning around the Memorial Garden statues. This is a second casting of the statues here in Phoenix, and folks will be able to learn how they see them, how they are received, and get more context of this double pairing of these statues. And next, that is also, there's a sign up also at the back table for that. Next Saturday at 2 p.m. is the memorial service for Reverend Walt Weeder. So Reverend Weeder was a member of this congregation and my colleague, and he served this as a minister in our denomination for over 50 years. It would be amazing to have as many of us to come. There will be a procession of ministers, both online and in person, to help come pay tribute to a man who gave so much to Unitarian Universalism. I do need to tell you that I am an internet idiot. And if you got an Easter dinner invitation for tonight from me in your email, I'm so sorry. It is a phishing scheme. It went out to everyone who is in my email. That's a lot of people. If you entered your Google passwords into that to see this very generous dinner invitation for a holiday that was last week, then I encourage you to change your password. And a final note from our civic engagement team: in addition to the Protect Education petition, the team is now offering a second important petition for you to sign or circulate. This is for the Free, Fair, and Secure Elections Act that preserves early and mail-in voting with an amendment to the Arizona Constitution. We will have petitions to sign before and after service for weeks. Please consider checking out some blank petitions and gathering 5 or 10 more signatures yourself. There's more information for that in Compass as well. So with all of that and so much more happening in our congregation, let us now draw deeper into the moment, into this spirit, into the music and joy and presence of our space together.
Our opening words are from Reverend Mira Mikowitz. Divine tapestry of love and grace, we give gratitude for our lives and the opportunity to experience the world together. We give thanks for our ancestors, those whose blood runs in our veins, and those whose spirits animate us, those whose ideas have become our own, and those whose lives made our own lives possible. Encircle us with care, open our hearts to the beauty that always exists within and around and between us. I now invite the children, youth, and any adults who would like to come forward for Together Time.
This is so wonderful. Y'all look so beautiful. My name is Connie, and I was wondering if there's anyone here that maybe you have a lot of friends that are good friends, but maybe there's someone that you see sometimes, maybe at school, maybe here. Maybe there's someone you'd like to get to know better and make them a real special friend. But they haven't, you think maybe they haven't even noticed that you're around. So maybe you want to do something that kind of gets their attention and makes them think you're cool and would be fun to play with. Well, in old Hungary, well, first I'll tell you, when I was little, usually what happened is if somebody had a special friend that they wanted to get to know and they wanted to impress them and let them know that they might be fun to hang around with, they might ride their bicycle by their house and then take their hands off of the handlebars and show how, how coordinated they were and how much fun they might be to play with. But in old Hungary, there was a time when girls were allowed to do certain things and boys were allowed to do certain things. And I know we worked really hard to be, you can be whoever you want to be, no matter your gender. So you can do things that other people were allowed to do and girls weren't allowed to do. This is a long, long before you were born, a long, long time ago. So, but what would happen is after coming to what they called church, we call it congregation, but what they called church, everybody would bring food and they'd have a big picnic right there. And then some people would gather who had their instruments with them, and they'd play music, and there'd be dancing, and people would be chatting and talking, and they'd take a few bites and drink something, and then they'd go dance a little bit. Well, sometimes there were boys there who wanted to impress somebody out there in the congregation, and they would do it with a certain type of way they'd dance. Now, they'd wear boots. Hey, Jenny, would you stand up and let them see your boots? Oh, she changed her boots. She had boots before that went up to her knees. Oh, they're the same ones? Oh, I just didn't look at them closely. All right, so what they would do is they would dance in these real athletic ways, and they'd hit their boots and hit their body and make percussion, and sometimes they'd snap their fingers, which I'm not very good at anymore. You can practice that, sure. And they would yell out things that were joyful and, hey, hop! And sometimes the women would go, yeah! Like that. So those are kind of fun things you could do. Why? Yeah, practice that right now. Yeah, right. And maybe some people go, hey, hop! Lovely. So we're going to play a song that Hungarian people might hear and that you have a chance to maybe impress somebody. So, but I'm going to give you a chance to practice. But is anybody wearing boots today? Oh, well, we're in luck because Blake worked real hard to give us things that we could put on our legs like boots. Yeah, so come and get some. They're right up here. Come on over. Yeah, we might need a little help. The little people might need help from the big people. So these are our kind of like pretend boots. So you're going to have to stand up when you get your boots on. And I'm going to give you a chance to just practice this just before we play the music. So see if they make a loud sound. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. And sometimes you might go like this, which is a little hard without the boots going down over your shoes, but. And then clapping, and And when you hear the music, you can just clap the rhythm that you feel like clapping or snapping your fingers, and you can shout out things and make those sounds with your voices, like we said. So how are we doing over there? We about got our boots on? Carolyn's putting her second one on there. All right. I'm going to walk over here, and we're going to play music, and I expect to hear a lot of percussion going on. So you could do it too, you know, and make the vocal sounds and clap your hands. You can do all kinds of things. I'm so impressed. You impressed me so much. That was beautiful.
You may return back to your seats. Each month, our congregation selects a local organization that takes action on issues in alignment with our UUCP mission, and we share our offering each Sunday. This gives you an opportunity to learn about the organization, reflect on your level of interest and appreciation for what they are doing, and act to support them, either by donating to the offering in service or online, or by finding out more about them, perhaps to volunteer or consider another way of contributing to their work. It is an opportunity to learn, reflect, and act. Service is our prayer, and one way of being centered is social justice. For April, our Share the Plate partner is Habitat for Humanity. We would like to welcome Adriana Alagüe Steele from Habitat for Humanity to tell us about this wonderful organization.
Oh, perfect. Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I was just saying, I don't think I can top that off, so I might just have to start dancing too. But thank you for having me over. I'm very blessed and thankful to be part of this service today and just talk to you a little bit about Habitat for Humanity. I am a staff member for Habitat for Humanity, so I know a little bit about Habitat, or maybe a little bit a lot, but Habitat for Humanity, we are a nonprofit organization where we focus on taking care of the problem that's happening in Arizona, which is the need of affordable housing and affordable home repairs. So we bring people together to build homes, communities, and hope, where we are envisioning a world where everybody has a decent place to live. We address the problem of the need of affordable housing in Arizona by actually building homes in the valley. We bring people together to build homes starting from the ground up, and we sell them to a family that's actually in need. Because nowadays, families here in Arizona are paying more than 50% of their income in just housing costs. So we are trying to address that problem by building these homes, and we go into a partnership with the family, and we sell them the house. We do not give them away. We believe in giving a hand up, not a handout. So we go into a partnership with these families, build the home, and the families actually go into a mortgage agreement with Habitat. We sell the house with no interest fee, because we are the bank for them. So no interest fee, no down payment, and we ensure that these families are prepared for these houses, as in they have to put 400 hours of putting sweat, putting work into these homes. They build their homes with us. They also build their neighbors' homes or other Habitat homes. And then we also prepare them throughout the whole process with educational courses to ensure that they are well prepared to become homeowners for the first time. We are building all around the valley, mostly in Maricopa County and a little bit of Pinal County as well. And we actually just completed a 25-home subdivision in South Phoenix. And this upcoming season, we are finishing 21 more homes. So we would be accomplishing about 46 homes this year. Yeah. We are not done yet, so we are hoping to be continuing building more homes in Arizona. So we do have around 100 more homes coming up in the next couple of years. And we are in need of everybody to help us out. Besides the affordable home situation in Arizona, we are also seeing the need of affordable home repairs in the area. We experience a lot of older folks or veterans that are living in their homes where they work really hard to pay off, but nowadays they don't have the funds to make repairs to those. So there's a lot of people living here in the summer without ACs, or not. They have windows that they let the air escape out all the time. They're paying high bills and just trying to keep their house well enough for them to live. So we have our neighborhood revitalization program where we go into these houses and we make these needed repairs for the homes. So we are helping people through either moving into houses where they can finally have a peace of mind where they know they're not gonna pay too much in housing and they're able to build equity. And we're also helping families live comfortably in their homes to ensure that they are living in their homes comfortably and they know that they can stay there a couple more years. So I'm inviting everybody here today to join this campaign, donate to Habitat, donate through the website, and ensure that your funds are helping your neighbors here. And we're helping those people that we know are in need and we can help out. So thank you so much.
For all that you give, we are so grateful. Ushers, thank you for your willing hands in helping us pass the plate.
We recognize that our lives are interconnected, and part of our journey as a community is sharing our significant milestones, joys, and sorrows. If you are on Zoom, please put a note in the chat. If you're in person and want us to read out your joy or sorrow next week, there are cards there in the back that you can fill out before the sanctuary. So looking to see, I just want to say that Knox is watching online and said, "Wahoo, good for everybody with our dancing." And I feel like that is amazing. So I do have a joy and sorrow from the Lifshitz family. This is the time of year where the rite of passage of taking standardized tests to get ready for college is happening. And Owen Lifshitz, who is a worship associate, has a longtime member of this congregation, got an absolute perfect 36 on his ACT. For any of us who did not come close to that, we can be in awe of our amazing Owen. And then Karen and I have an amazing joy to share, which is we are now officially grandparents. This is Oliver James. His parents are badasses. And we do want to let you know that if you need anything for the next 2 weeks, just get in line. I will be working, partially, but we're also going to be doing a lot to make sure that they've got meals and dishes and laundry and helping the new family in their first couple of weeks. He was born on Thursday. What day is today? I don't even know. So thank you for helping us welcome him into the family. May our joys and our sorrows, those named and those held in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts, help us draw closer and care for each other. I invite you now to a time of meditation and prayer. For our prayer today, I'm going to invite you to rise in body or spirit. You don't have to, but we're going to move through some embodied gestures, 3 different gestures, honoring the past, holding the present, and being open to what is yet to come. So we're going to start with our past and our roots. If you are comfortable, put your hands just behind you, on your back, facing back. Spirit of life, we turn ourselves towards those who came before us, to the villages and voices of Transylvania and Eastern Europe, to the courage of those who spoke what they believed, to the long thread of faith that stretches behind us. We remember that we did not begin this story. We are held by it. We are shaped by it. We give thanks for the roots that ground us. We move into the present, and I invite you to bring your hands gently to your heart. Feel your own heartbeat if you can. Know that you are connected with all of the heartbeats around you. And Spirit of life, we come to this moment right now, to our own lives just as they are. We bring the joys that lift us, the love that sustains us, the small moments of grace that surprise us. And we bring our sorrows, the griefs, the worries, the weariness that we carry. Hold all of it with us, the tender, the heavy, the hopeful, the uncertain. Let us feel even here that we do not carry these alone. And for the future, for connection and becoming, let us gently open our hands in front of you, palms up. And from this place, Spirit of life, we open ourselves to one another, to the wider world, to the unfolding future we cannot see. May we carry forward the spirit of freedom, the courage to seek, and the willingness to belong to something larger than ourselves. May we all be part of the story still being written, connected across time, across distance, across difference. Spirit of life, hold us in this past, in this present, and this becoming, now and always. Amen. And blessed be. You may be seated.
In old Romania, and possibly in some places in the world today, it's maybe everywhere, actually, a great miracle when a child lives to be a year old. And so in old Romania, Transylvania specifically, women would create a sling, a leagana, and they would carry their children or child, depending on how many there were. They'd go away from the village, and they'd do this gentle walking dance, accompanied only with their singing, no instruments. And so we're going to play that for you now. It's called Jacques de Leagana.
There is a particular moment that I live for as a minister. It's that moment where someone leans in, not politely, not out of obligation, but because something just surprised them. Their eyebrows go up, their posture changes, and I can almost hear the thought forming of, wait, what? This morning, with all of this beautiful Eastern European music surrounding us, music that carries history in its bones, I want to give you one of those moments, because I'm willing to bet that many of us, when we think about our Unitarian roots, picture New England. We picture white steeples and fall leaves and Boston Commons and founding fathers, and we picture people arguing about theology over chowder. That's what I think of from New England, right? I'm from the Midwest. I don't know what y'all do in New England. And yes, that is part of our story, but here's the twist. Unitarianism didn't start in New England, not even close. It started in Eastern Europe in the 1500s in a place called Transylvania. Yes, that Transylvania, which is already a really great origin story for a religion, right? We've got castles, we've got mountains, we've got dramatic lighting. Frankly, I think we've been underselling this. Now, imagine the 1500s in Europe. This is not a chill time. This is a time when people are arguing violently about religion. Wars are being fought. People are being exiled, imprisoned, and even killed over theological differences. And into that world comes a man named Francis David. Now, David was, by all accounts, a bit of a spiritual shapeshifter, kind of like my story if you've heard it. He started as a Catholic, then became Lutheran, then Calvinist, and then, after a lot of thinking and questioning that many of you in this room can possibly relate to, he said, actually, I think God is one, not three, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. I think God is one. Now, today, in a UU congregation, that might get you a thoughtful nod and maybe a coffee hour conversation. But in the 1500s, that could get you in very serious trouble. But here's where this story takes a turn, because David had a conversation partner, someone who was listening and musing about this with him. And that someone was the king, King John Sigismund of Transylvania. Now, again, I don't know what you think of when you think of kings, but I tend to picture someone who is not spiritually flexible. Kings are not usually known for saying, tell me more about your evolving theology here in the 1500s. And yet this king did. He listened. He wrestled with the ideas, and eventually he said, I agree, and became a Unitarian as well, which makes him the only Unitarian king in history. And then here's the part that is actually really celebrated in our history and also makes people lean in and go, wait, what? A little bit more. In 1568, King John issued something called the Edict of Torda. And this edict said something astonishing for the time, that people should be allowed to choose their own faith, that preachers should preach according to their understanding, and that, quote, faith is the gift of God and cannot be forced. Whoa. Okay, 1500s, all right? People are still very much in the, we will fight with you about this phase of religion. Or worse, we will kill you if you do not believe our version of religion. And here comes this small region in Eastern Europe saying, actually, maybe we don't do that. It is often called and referred to as the first law of religious tolerance in Europe. And it is one of the earliest expressions of something that we still hold sacred as Unitarian Universalists, which is the freedom of conscience. It is something that eventually our government said, the freedom to worship however you wish, which is sadly under attack now. Maybe we need to turn back to the 1500s and the Edict of Torda there. So when we say as Unitarian Universalists that every person has the right to search for truth and meaning, we are not just quoting a modern value. We are echoing something that was declared boldly and bravely over 450 years ago in Transylvania. And here's the part I really love. That church, that movement, it still exists there. The Unitarian Church of Transylvania is still there, still worshiping, still singing, still carrying forward a tradition that has survived empires, wars, and shifting borders. While Unitarianism was taking root in England and then later in New England, this community in Eastern Europe was quietly, persistently continuing. We often think of ourselves as the center of the story, but in many ways we are much part of a much larger, older tapestry. And that tapestry is not just historical, it is also relational. Many UU congregations participated in the 1990s with something and beyond called the Partner Church Program that connected U.S. congregations with Unitarian churches in Transylvania villages. UUCP participated in that partnership. We had over a dozen people go to Eastern Europe and meet with our partner congregation, and then we welcomed a delegation from there when they came to the U.S. We brought gifts to each other, we learned about each other, we shared our faith journeys, we learned that we were different but oh so connected. Is there anyone here that either went over, did anyone go to Transylvania who's here right now? Ellie Anderla did. Ellie has told me about this many times. Is there anyone here who received the Transylvania congregation when they came? Yes, we've got several members still here. So connected. We still have remnants of that exchange, not just in our memories, but in physical form. You may have noticed this wooden pole right here in our sanctuary. Have you ever wondered where that came from? Yes, it may look at first glance like something decorative or symbolic, but it has a very specific origin. In Transylvania, these are called kopjefas. Did I get that right, Connie? Anywhere close? Kopjefa. It's a traditional carved wooden marker. It's used to honor memory, identity, and community. It tells stories through the carvings. It marks not just important people or moments, but it stands as witnesses. We got it from our partner congregation, so it's not just beautiful art. It is a gift of our relationship, a symbol of our connection. And it's a reminder that our story stretches across oceans and that our faith has roots in places we may have never expected. And this story has a delightful, very current connection. About 6 weeks ago, Isaac officiated a wedding for a couple where the groom was from Romania and the bride was from the U.S. It was easier for them to get a license here in the U.S., and they wanted to get married with their family here. Isaac officiated a beautiful ceremony, and I signed the license right here. And the groom looked over and saw it and read the inscription and told us that that was the church where his father grew up. Wow. We are still connected. Now, I am very connected to Connie in ways that we didn't know until I got here. Connie and I lived in Springfield, Ohio at the same time. Cincinnati, Ohio, she's very familiar with the women's choir that I sang with. And we got to realize that we were in some of the same musical places at the same time. It is bringing us connection to those roots through music. In that choir, we actually learned how to sing the deep-throated singing that they sing over in Eastern Europe, and I feel a deep somatic connection with it. So it's another way to come into this invitation this morning, to let our understanding of who we are as a faith, as humans, to get a little bigger. Because instead of thinking of the Unitarian side of our faith as a relatively recent American New England tradition, the truth is more surprising. We are more global, more textured, and more resilient. Our roots include candlelit sanctuaries in Transylvanian villages, a people who worship on Sundays just like us, a king who chose curiosity over control, and a bold, bold declaration that we still need, that faith cannot be forced. And they include music, like the music that we are hearing today, music that has carried these stories through generations. So maybe the next time someone asks you, what is Unitarian Universalism? You could say, well, it depends on how far you want to go. If you really want to impress them, you can add, we had a king once. And then just pause, let them sit with that, get really uncomfortable. Because sometimes the best way to tell our story is to surprise people, to let it open something up, to create that moment where someone leans in and says, wait, I didn't know that. And maybe, just maybe, they'll start to see that this faith of ours is not just something we attend, it is something that we are a part of. A long, winding, unexpected story, one that began in places we might not have imagined, one that we are still writing together. So let us celebrate that in the music, the dance, the opening of our minds, and the connection that this all brings. Amen, and so let it be.
Jane Sugarman is an ethnomusicologist who spent time in an Albanian community in Canada. And we're going to sing a song that she collected there from kind of an example of what villages might do when they didn't have vaccines or penicillin to help people make it through childhood or to continue the species. So I better get my words. So when somebody got married, the custom was that the women of the village would gather and sing outside where the groom was preparing to get married. And they'd sing about how wonderful is this day when this man is getting married, and wow, we can't wait until the next guy gets married. And then they would insert the names of all the single males in the village, including ones that were just born, all the way. So they would sing all day. So I imagine they probably, a few of them took breaks to go get some food and prepare the bride for the wedding. But I always thought it was kind of like brainwashing a little bit. But we're just going to sing a little bit. We're not going to sing all day. And Carolyn Allenby has graciously agreed to help me. We need a B. Az yamelia tonere o more bibi la mane o bibi la mana mano e bibi sechmur chase the prene o more bibi la mane o bibi la mana mano e sechmanale jeva jonne o more bibi la mane o bibi la mana mano e corsi vazza tamborane o more bibi la mane o bibi la mana mano e tat 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 ya vandibili o more bibi la mane o bibi la mana mano e Benji bena e matoye o more bibi amane o bibi la mana mano e o. It occurred to me that maybe people would wonder, why is she wearing a Hungarian apron and we're talking about Romania? It's because in parts of Transylvania and Romania, there's a strong Hungarian community. So that's why. so generous, thank you. So now you get a chance to experience the village. If you would like to come up, I'm going to teach a simple walking dance. Carolyn has generously agreed to lead, and Benji knows it too. So there's nothing strenuous. You don't have to slap any boots or anything. Just walk around. So we're going to make a circle. Oh, yay, this looks great. You can walk. Oh, she's teaching you how to hold your hands. So the right hand's palm up, left hand is palm down. Oh. I don't think I'm allowed to move the mic. Okay, so the circle will move just to your right, and since we're a little close, just take really small steps. Don't try to do big, giant steps. So first we're going to take 4 walking steps to the right. You'll start with your right foot. And so, oh, I was going to count it out, but, so it's... So just walk around the circle, 4 steps, starting with the right, about like really slow. Go. Right, left, right, left. Now take 1 more step with your right foot, and this time your left foot will go behind the right foot. So just, you're going to take a walking step, but this time it goes behind. So yeah, you'll have to move your belly button to face the circle. And then take your right foot out so you can balance and not do that pirouette, okay? Then take after your left foot goes behind, your right foot has to go to make the next step, then toward your right. And you're gonna lean on the right foot and just rock on your right foot and rock on your left foot. Carolyn, maybe it'd be good if you got in the middle of the circle. Maybe you and Benji get in the middle. And make another circle inside. Okay? Oh, that's a great idea. Thank you, Carolyn. Okay? So we're going to do everything we learned so far. Remember, you're going to take... Remember, it's actually going to do 5 slow steps to the right, starting with your right foot, and then your left. Just think about it. Don't do it. Your left foot will go behind the right foot, and then you'll rock on, push your weight onto the right foot, and then onto the left foot. And then you'll start and do everything you did already once before. So we're going to walk with our right foot. Ready, go. Right, left, right, left, right. Left goes behind, right foot out. Take a step with your right foot and rock on it, and rock to the left. And then we're going to do it again. Right, left, right, left, right. Left steps behind, right steps out, and lean on it, and rock to the left. That is the whole dance except for one little tiny thing. And that is, no, we're not doing any somersaults. So the second time after you do the rocking, then you take your right foot, put it right against your left foot, and then Don behind me on the percussion is going to play for 4 counts. And then we start over. So let's just walk through doing that all once. Ready, and right, left, right, left, right, left behind, rock to the right, rock to the left. Do it again. Right, left, right, left, right. Left goes behind, rock to the right, rock to the left, close your feet. Then their right foot comes back where? Close to your right. And it's 1, 2, 3, and we start over. Right, left, right, left, right, left goes behind, right foot out, rock, rock, step, right, left, right, left, right. Now left behind, and do the rock to the right, rock to the left, close your, oh, no more rocking. After you rock right and then left, then your weight is on your left foot, and you drag that right foot close to the left foot and just stand there. This is a prayer dance. Basically, the words of the prayer are a plea to God for long life, health, food, a good crop, everything that agricultural community would need to survive. So we will play it once through, so you can hear how slow it goes. It goes the speed that I was counting. Not going to throw you into something fast. So ready, go.
Can we just take a moment to thank Connie and her amazing band? After service ends, noon activities, including our children's ministry programming, will be listed on the screen. Please join us for coffee hour with food and refreshments in our community space just across the patio. Thanks to Donna Featherston who stepped up for coffee hour. If you can, please reach out and help Donna where you can. Reverend Christine, please close our service.
As you go from this place with music and dance and singing and joy and history, may you carry with you the echoes of a wider story, one that stretches across continents and centuries. May you remember that our faith has always been shaped by courage, curiosity, and connection. And may you walk into the world grounded in that inheritance, ready to add your own voice to the song. Go in peace, go in love.